So once a week, you need to at least get in here and do some suckering. And on your indeterminate tomatoes. And you're going to also want to go ahead and get your tomato clips hooked up. Now, if they're really growing fast, or if you're really pushing fertilizer through them, which I don't push a lot of fertilizer, I push some, but you're going to get a lot more growth out of your plant. So these are beefsteak. I know that question's going to come up. These are beefsteak tomatoes, and it's what we grow in this small greenhouse. It's ready to go. So right now it's all about clipping tomatoes, clipping the tomatoes up, and suckering. You got to do that once a week. Oh, that's close. That'd be an easy one. There we go. Got it. That sucker. You gotta be careful you don't end up taking off your fruit, which I have done. Kind of hard to believe, ain't it? But it's true. I didn't get the clip. Some of these clips, to me, are a little harder to get in than others, or it could be an Ed thing. All right, there we go. Moving on. Delia's there. Just being careful and taking a bag of clips. It's amazing how many clips you'll have at the end of the year on these tomatoes. There we go. Has that one. So you can just see this is weekly growth basically, you know, or maybe twice a week growth. So how each little stage has it. And by handling these tomatoes, what you're actually kind of also doing is you're helping pollinate your flowers, your tomato flowers there, so you'll have more tomatoes. So handling your tomatoes is a good thing. Clip that. Yep, I got a couple suckers here. We'll get them while they're young. Got to be careful with that one because we don't want to rip off our fruit. And we're good. I don't see any. These guys are so close here. They're just not, I just don't see our first tomato on the beefsteak yet. We got them on the cherries. Cherries are probably growing very well. How big are the cherries tomatoes? Are they close to cherry? Probably not, but probably you get in, later on you get tired of picking, right? But right now you're excited to have them.
Well, they're pretty good size.
Are they?
They're about maybe close to this whole.
Yeah. Let's go look at it. Wow. Yeah, them are nice. Yeah, those are nice. They're growing, and you got more of them coming. Yeah, there I see a nice one there. Yeah.
So what did it have, like 2, 4, 6, about 10?
One of them fell off.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. We didn't want it anyway. Look at this. These cherries are wanting. Look how they really. That's a sucker there. They will. You can't hardly keep up with the cherries when it comes to suckers because they will keep suckering and splitting and suckering and splitting. Oh, we'll go back to the other side there, but well, we're moving on. In here, Delia, you want to tell everybody what you found out on your cucumbers?
Screwed up.
That you screwed up? Well, I don't know if it's a screw up, but it was an honest mistake.
I put the one row is actually pickling cucumbers and not regular cucumbers.
So you don't want to trellis your pickling cucumbers.
So they're gonna come out.
You're gonna transplant them.
I'm gonna well, we'll see. I'm gonna try. If they take, they take. If they don't, well then, oh well.
Oh well, we're gonna move on.
But I'm gonna put a new row of regular cucumbers.
Yeah, you're going with 18 inches between plants and 2 rows of plants is what you're doing, and unfortunately, you just got the wrong one.
Yep.
Yeah.
The wrong baggie.
Well, all right, and you'll notice also in here that we plant, well, especially while the plants are young, we plant lettuce in between the rows, and they are looking good. Yep, we got one here. Looks like we might have had a caterpillar.
I got eaten.
Maybe that one was, maybe it's recovering now. I don't know.
I don't think it'll make it, but that's the one I got eaten. Yep.
Yeah, we got one that a caterpillar got into. Anyway, we keep going here. You gotta keep on. And these need their strings dropped ASAP. As soon as we get that house completed next door, I got to spend more time dropping strings down. So, and anyway, keep going here. That guy's all right. He just wanted to fork.
I think I won't put plastic on these. Keep waiting.
Yeah, yep. That's the problem when you don't have plastic, ain't it, there? Because they just, the weeds just really grow along that water line. Otherwise, you're in pretty good shape. Okay, so we have a tomato. I don't know. This seed was in with the rest of it. It really, this is one of them tough plants, an abnormality to it. I'm gonna allow this sucker, because it really didn't come up with a leader. I'm gonna allow that sucker to thrive, and we'll let this one grow for a few more days before I do anything to it. Be careful on, if you get plants that stall out, such as what this one seems to be showing me it wants to do, we'll do that. But we do have a sucker down here, so I'm going to pull that. Let's look. It's something they'll continue to add suckers from time to time. Sometimes that's to your benefit as far as I'm concerned, because if it does stall out, such as this one didn't come out with a leader. Kind of a, some of them are a little, that's what you get when you get into crossing tomatoes and sometimes purebreds and stuff like that. So maybe the seed company gave us some bad seed. I'm not positive, but there's something not right about that tomato. Let's look at one that is right. Cherry tomato. I'm going to go ahead and pick this sucker there, and she is wanting to continue to grow forward. It's pretty obvious. We have our fruit set there. I'm going to go ahead here and just come below that limb, and I'll add that one, making sure I don't have any like that. There's some fruit. There we go. So we get the fruit out behind that string. It won't hurt it a bit. Continuing on down here, there's a sucker down here and a sucker here. And go ahead, always, check down below. And handling these will also, that'll help set some fruit well with it. I'm going to let this, we have a sucker here, if you can see that. The sucker's right there, and we have our leader over here. So let's go ahead and get this sucker, because they will want to continue to vine. And I'll go ahead and put a clip right up here, and I'm going to make sure my string doesn't bind up in the string, and we're good there. So now it's going to continue growing up, grabbing my bag of clips. We have a couple things again. It's wanting to split, so I'm gonna go ahead and pinch this guy off. Pinch off this sucker. We only want 1 liter, and you can see, you can pick out the liters pretty good because you have growth above your cluster. So I'll go ahead here. Cherry tomatoes, it seems to me that they're the most cantankerous for wanting to grow above. I'm going to move that one out of the string. So we have that guy done, and let's go ahead, take a break from the cherries, and let's head over here to the beefsteak. They're still doing very well. Now we've already suckered these, but you see we have more suckers wanting to grow. So let's get rid of those guys. And this one's doing pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and stick. At the very beginning, it seems like it's the most debatable whether you want to put a clip on or not. But once they get taller, it's pretty obvious where to go with everything. But we have that guy clipped in. Yep, it's solid. We'll go to the next one. Pull that sucker off. everything looks pretty good right here. I'm gonna let this one grow a little bit more, get some distance on it. Here we have ourselves a nice beefsteak tomato coming on. Now once this cluster gets to about 4 tomatoes set, I'll probably go ahead and pinch the rest of these. That will ensure that I have a really nice sized tomato. We have a cup. I'll clip this right here. If you notice, it's wanting to split, so let's take that guy out, and we have a small sucker happening right there as well. Maintain that 1 fruit per, or one main vine per plant. There we go. We have that one clipped now. I think we're in good shape. Whether or not a person's using a determinant tomato or an indeterminate, there's some maintenance that needs to be done. Indeterminates or determinate tomatoes, we'll have to string them up once a week. So if this seems to be a lot of work, they both are a lot of work. There we go. So we have that. No real suckers I'm seeing. We're in pretty good shape. So, yep. Continue on with the next tomato. Trim that. We have a sucker wanting to fork right there. We have a sucker that's reappearing down there. Okay, we're in pretty good shape. This guy's already been have a tomato stake on it, a tomato clip. Let's go ahead and we're right at that. I'll put one below it, and we'll probably have to move that again. But I don't like to have them leaning too much. There we go. We're gonna grow right into them tomatoes. Let me move that down just a tad. Yeah, you'll learn real quick that if you have your tomato clips too close, there we go. So that way it won't grow into the clip. That'd be frustrating for you. And there's a tomato. There's another sucker right down there. So let's get that. This guy's in pretty good shape. I don't think I need to put any clip. Just checking for suckers. And all this handling will actually help your tomatoes set fruit. Help them pollinate. Yeah, you're looking pretty good. I'll let you sit for a few days. This guy here's in the same shape. We do have some suckers right there. We'll clip them suckers out of the way. It is supported very well. We have a nice tomato sitting right there. And look at this. There's a sucker that we missed. So we got, when you find them, take care of it. So, yeah. All right. There's a little sucker down here. Another sucker. Just get them as soon as you find them. Maintain that 1 fruit per one stem per plant. I'm going to go ahead and this guy is wanting to bend a little bit, so I'm going to stick one right above my fruit. There we go. And nothing's pinched in there. So, every week you're going to get some new fruit in here. So it's nice. This guy really just needs suckered. And they're putting on some wonderful, wonderful fruit. We'll go ahead and get this guy tucked in. It won't be long. We'll be climbing a ladder with this. I'm going to lower that down. There we go. And no suckers there, and no binding of our fruit. It has some wonderful butter crunch lettuce down there. Delia can grow that with, has a good green thumb. So we're looking here at this tomato. Just get rid of this stub. Now you also want to be investigating for any diseases. Look at those lower leaves and things like that. We're in good shape right now. I'm going to go ahead and stick another. This guy was a very small tomato when we planted it, but it's coming on. It's catching up. Now we have a couple of leaders here. I'm going to go ahead and pick one. I'll pick that guy, and we'll let that guy take off. We only want the one leader. That guy's all right. I'm gonna let him grow a little bit more. I'm gonna be out here a couple of times. We do have a nice big sucker there, though. We want to take care of that. Take care of that sucker. And this guy's big enough. We'll go ahead and put another clip in here. I'm going to drop it right below that. Once they really get going and you have a lot of clips, it'll be a lot easier, I promise you. So we're good there. And if you want to, like this, we could just remove that clip. It's not necessary to have clips so close to one another. So we remove that clip. But beefsteak tomatoes, they're wonderful. Now look down here. These have been suckered. And you'll see we have another one still wanting to grow. So keep your eyes kind of pinned on the plant as it goes. We want to maintain just that one fruit. Here we have just a sucker that needs to go. And this guy doesn't have a lot of support yet, but I think he's all right. I'll add one. Makes me feel better. There we go. Another beefsteak. And again, these are, you know, they really want to grow. We have two different leaders here. We have a main leader, and then we have a sucker that wants to do its own thing and continue branching out. And if you can do that, you're just going to get smaller tomatoes. Here's another one, and you see how this plant, I'm gonna adjust this clip down here because it's wanting to grow. It's wanting to grow around that limb, so we want to unrestrict that. There we go. Got a little bit, and I'm going to remove this one because it's just not needed right now with the upper one. Saves on tomato clips at the end of the year when you're really needing them. Everything's going well. Checking. More suckers. That one's okay, got good support up high. This one is going to need some support. So let's get one here, but we are checking for diseases. But by handling the tomatoes, you will also help out with your pollination. I just don't really have much problems. I know guys use electric toothbrushes and things like that, but if you're just in here doing maintenance, you know, just like that, we're giving that tomato a little bounce. We got one tomato set, and I don't have any problems, but I do have a sucker right there, and I have a sucker wanting to grow in that one. So we have this line of tomatoes, beefsteaks done, and we have peppers over here. Got a couple lettuces, and I'm going to continue on, and but hopefully you can see how the determinant or indeterminate tomatoes are managed as they're growing. So like always, grow with us.